we have IRM Energy. That's made its debut. It's trading at a big discount in comparison to its IPO price. But let's find out what's the way ahead. We're joined by Mr. Karan Kaushal, who is the CEO, and Mr. Harshal Anjaria, who's the CFO of the company. Hi, good morning, gentlemen. Good to have you on the show. Well, quite a start to trade, right? But that's markets, in terms of stock price movement. But we'll keep that for the side because, stock price movement will be determined by what you deliver fundamentally. So now you're at the liberty of giving us some guidance going ahead. Tell us, what is the volume number we should be looking at for this year? And the EBITDA per unit as well. You'll be giving us comparisons with the other companies that are already listed. What is the EBITDA per unit we should be working with for FY24? Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. So in terms of volume, we are looking at closing this year with an average volume of around 610,000 SCM per day. And in terms of margins, we delivered 9 rupees per SCM, and we are reasonably confident that we should be able to deliver 9 rupees per SCM as we close this financial year.
You've mentioned in your RHP that you plan on utilizing the proceeds of your IPO. Some of them would be used for repayment of debt, and 307 crore would be used as capex for your CGD network. Is there any particular area that you are focusing on in terms of your capex?
Yeah, the 307 crore will be spent in the new geographical area of Namakkal and Trichy, which is in the state of Tamil Nadu. It's a GA as big as our existing 3GA, and it has a lot of potential demand upside. And in 4 years' time, we'll be doing a 4.5 lakhs SCM per day volume in this GA. So that is why we want to push the infrastructure rollout, set up CNG stations in the next 3 years, and also have a grid pipeline across the Trichy city so that we can realize the huge upside over there in terms of demand.
Okay, all right. Could you tell us what is your gas sourcing mix as of now, with regard to domestic sourcing and otherwise? Give us a breakup.
Yeah, so for the CNG and PNG domestic segment, we are getting close to 90% allocation from the APM price mechanism, and balance 10% requirement we are blending the HPHT gas. For RLNG, to cater to the demand of industries and commercials, we have a contracted volume of around 350,000 SCM, out of which around 280,000 is the HPHT gas coming in from the Reliance and BPXA KGD6 fields, and rest is tied up through IGS and GAIL India.
Harshal, to you.
Harshal said we have a strategic. Yeah.
Please go ahead. Yes.
We have chosen to bid for the domestic gas, which is subject to a ceiling. So that gives us a visibility of pricing and the cost, input gas cost in the RLNG segment. If there is any global upheaval or war, then there is a lot of volatility in the global market of RLNG. So that is why we have chosen to have 80% gas from the domestic sources.
Right. Harshal, to you in specific, your FY23 revenue was 1,039 crore, which was almost double from FY22. And the first quarter of FY24, you did 245 crores. What number are you projecting for FY24, and how much higher compared to FY23 do you think the top line is likely to grow by?
So we as a company are not monitoring the top line because that is derivative of the prices which we increase or decrease. We are more focusing on the volume and the EBITDA per SCM margin, and that is going to be monitored at a micro level from the company's side.
Okay, all right. Final question then before we let you go. You were just mentioning about, entering into new geographical areas as well. So say in the next 3 to 4 years or 3 to 5 years, what is the volume you're looking at? And I guess your EBITDA per unit, will you want to maintain it around these levels?
Yeah, we will triple these volumes. Like in FY23, we did an average volume of 5,40,000 SCM per day. By FY27, we will comfortably be reaching a 15 lakhs standard cubic meter per day of volume from the existing 4 GAs which we have. And in the due course, if we add one GA at least, then that will be an incremental volume from 15 lakhs.
Oh, okay. All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining in. Wishing you all the best in the times to come. For the time being, the stock price is a little under pressure, but going by what you're saying, you appear reasonably confident about the way ahead.
Right, and the stock has recovered as well from the listing lows. It's still down 9%, but it's recovered from the substantial discount that it which listed. Let's slip into a short break now. When we return, we'll be joined by the management of Dreamfolk Services, Librata Peter Kalath, who is the chairperson and MD of the company, who will be joining us to discuss the quarter gone by. Stay tuned.